News Report. It's nearly the season of growing, and farmers will be needing to get out there if they want to plant their crops. So today, we'll be discussing what days are best to go outside to plant, and what days are worst with these upcoming fronts. As of tomorrow, a cold front will be starting to come through the Holland, Michigan area from the jet stream, going south and southwest. For those wondering exactly what a cold front is, it's cold air that replaces warm air masses. The weather should be looking fairly warm before, with a possibility of light showers following with cumulonimbus and cirrostratus clouds, or basically storm clouds. Dew point will remain high due to large amounts of air mass in comparison and the amount of water vapor in the air. Pressure begins to fall as well because colder air makes the molecules slow down, weakening it. Cirrus clouds will most likely be present before the storm hits. This will most likely be the best time to get out and plant crops, but only soybeans. When the front does finally come in, we should be experiencing varied wind types and directions. The temperature is going to drop fairly low after the front hits because the cold air is pushing the warm out. There's a high chance of storms with the approaching weather, and the cumulonimbus cloud should start bringing in those heavy showers as the precipitation increases. Hail and thunder is possible too. Dew point has a sharp drop during the front because of air around us is going to start slowing down, increasing the amount of water vapor past the dew point, which is why we get the rain. Pressure will start to begin a very sharp rise, slowly, as the front is making its way past, so the air molecules begin to speed up. In this weather, you wouldn't be able to plant any crops unless they were inside a shelter. Even then, it's not wise to do. Finally, the cold front will pass, once again changing the weather around us. Winds should shift to west and northwest after traveling away from us. Temperature will continue to drop because of the cold air and the storms with no air, warm air to replace it. We should be out of the clearing for storms and precipitation for a while due to the front finally taking most of its bad weather with it. Although we may have a few scattered cumulus clouds that could burst into another storm, it is highly unlikely. Cumulus clouds are light and fluffy and only last for about 5 to 40 minutes, so that doesn't leave a very big chance for storms in between. Dew point continues to lower as the air becomes colder, so we'll have a higher chance of more rain if temperatures continue to drop. Pressure will also keep the same pattern of rising as the air warms very slowly and molecules speed up little by little. Until a warm front comes in, you will most likely won't have any luck planting anything before, during, and after a cold front. The good news is, a few days from now, a warm front will finally be coming through to bring that nice warm weather and kick out that nasty cold. This would be a farmer's greatest opportunity to get out there and plant. The warm front should be coming from the south and southeast, once again based on that high and low pressure in the jet stream, into the Holland, Michigan area. A warm front is a transition zone where warm air mass replaces a cold air mass, bringing in moist air from behind. For starters, temperature will be cool to cold from the previous cold front and will slowly be warming up as it drifts off and is pushed away. Chances of precipitation will be somewhat low, with possibilities of light to moderate rain before the front. There are going to be many types of clouds coming in this order. Cirrus, they're thin and wispy from the jet stream. Cirrostratus, transparent, and they come before snowstorms. Altostratus, fuzzy and transparent, and they form before storms with much rain. Stratus, in the category with rain and snow clouds. And cumulus, sometimes in the summer, storm. Dew point will rise steadily as the space expands around the water vapor, giving it more to fill. Finally, pressure will be falling as the air molecules have a small slowdown from the cold, but speed up slowly. Just to be safe, it wouldn't be the smartest to plant crops at this time, but you could attempt corn and soybeans. Once again, the front finally makes its way in, and the wind direction will be very variable based on how the jet stream wants to toss it around. With this incoming warmth due to the front, temperature will stay on a steady increase. Precipitation will be little to none as the air warms, and only present clouds should be stratus, which form during temperature changes of hot and cold, and bring a possibility of rain. The dew point should remain at a steady rate because the space available for the water vapor shouldn't expand too much until heat really increases. Lastly, pressure will begin to level off, similar to how the dew point is steady because of a constant temperature and the molecule's speed. Crops would most likely be the best to grow now, including corn, soybeans, and wheat, because it's warming up, but will provide just enough water to keep the plants in good conditions. Hay couldn't be grown now due to the specific living requirements needed for it. The front will finally pass us and will change everything once more once there's another big weather phenomena. Wind direction will change to southwest, finally making the front go away, leaving us the nice weather behind. Temperatures will increase by a few degrees, then steady out to the same degree until the next change. The chances of precipitation are very little amounts of rain or possibly no rain at all because of all that continuous warmth and dryness. Expect to see scattered stratocumulus clouds, low and lumpy, giving out a weak rain. Occasionally in summer there are cumulonimbus clouds after warm fronts, causing heavier rains as well. Dew point will rise just a bit more as that air expands and then stay steady in the weather, leaving the front behind. Dew point will rise a bit more as the air expands and then stay steady in the weather the front left behind. Pressure will take a slight increase with the last bit of cool air and then steady off, similar to the dew point before. This is the best time to get out and plant all 4 of those main crops around Holland, just as long as the nice weather from the warm front continues to stay. Feel free to get all the crops mentioned before in the ground, but be especially careful with planting hay still. Be aware, too, of the weather that could occur and change in the days after. Hope you all got a significant amount of information in this report and that your farming experience goes nicely. Happy farming, Holland!